So, you want to be a hero. You want to put the new SH31 two-stroke into your Savage. Well, between me and you, we're going to figure this stuff out, guys. Let's go and get our body off. Let's go and get our tires off. I think we're just going to take the back tires off. Looks like we're not taking any tires off because, of course, this has got those dumbass Savage flange nuts that always strip out, so we're going to do the right thing. We're going to leave the wheels on. Let's go and get the set screw out of our exhaust hanger. Alright, from there, let's just rotate this big old monster. Get our tank clips out. And get our throttle linkage off. Now guys, this is a used rig I bought up in Orlando a couple months ago, but next step, disconnect your motor mount plate from your transmission. I'm not sure how we're going to solve this issue, if we're going to solve it, but from there. Now it should have 43 millimeters holding the motor to that plate, but I'm going to say the right thing and say there's only two, and one of them is going to be the correct bolt. The other one, it's a 2.5 mil. Now, obviously, when this thing goes back in, it's going to have all the right hardware in there, because this one has a, this does have the 5.9 in it, but it was probably changed. So I guess that actually is a 3 mil, but it is a countersunk bolt, not a machine bolt head. A machine bolt means it's, you know, got the big square on the top of it. Well, that's rather promising. All right, so let me go grab my 2.5. So yeah, I guess, you know, in the middle there somewhere was that there 2.5. And then from there, we're just going to pop the tank out, wiggle and jiggle, and we are going to, just like that, in under, what, 45 seconds, we've got the big block 5.9 out of there. We got the big 36. Now, I've done this on many Savages before. Once you get your 4 bolts out, you get your engine plate, you got your little Phillips head on the ears of the transmission. Remove all the bolts, the one from the radio case and the servo case. Get these guys loose, and take this one back over here. What they would do is it allow you to spread the chassis just enough to get your engine plate out. Now, once the motor was out, I went in and took off that 21 tooth clutch bell, which was on this motor in that truggy for clearance issues, and I put the 17 tooth pinion that comes on the Savage XL. So the first problem I'm running into is the factory Savage mount. I measured these things out 20 by 34, which is your standard big block. But it appears that they are, oh, I don't know, 20.5 by 34, because we're not quite meeting the bolt holes. So your choices are pretty simple. You can hog out the holes in the engine, or you can choose violence. Violence means just start clipping the motor mount. Let's go this way instead. Just split the motor mount in half, lay your engine in, and bolt it down that way. And that's how I'm going to do it. Just like that, guys, you are living in the cradle. So the idea is we're going to use this factory plate, and because I measured out 8 millimeters longer on this crank nose, we're going to take these 4 bolt holes right here, here, and the 2 on the other side, and we're just going to drill new 3 millimeter holes. And then we're going to go ahead and take out some material here with a Sawzall. While you're at it, guys, go and get your carburetor turned around. Get your throttle arm where it needs to be. Because I don't think we're going to do anything with the throttle linkage. I think this carburetor comes up enough where it might come up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to have to be any longer. Get your 4 screws in, and then we're going to get a Sawzall. We're going to go get to cutting. Now, what I had done was I had taken up this little piece of material right here, and of course I got super aggressive and kind of ground it, or cut it down instead of, you know, flat, but that's going to be okay. This is going to be more proof of concept. Now, I did have to go ahead and swap out a 13 tooth bell from the 17th because I had to make a little bit more clearance for this engine. It was either ground the engine. Now, we're still going to have to see that little mark is. I'm going to have to grind a little bit out of the inside of the frame rail, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this whole thing up, mark where that screw is, lay it back down. We're going to drill a couple holes. And just like that, gentlemen, we are in. We're not 100% tight, but now what I did on the 2 bolts, there's 2 screws that bolt this ear to the transmission, we're gonna have to re-drill holes in that. So I just took a 1.5 millimeter, stuck it in the hole, and made a mark and did the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the motor back out and drill those holes, so at least we have 4 holding this motor. And there's what those marks are gonna look like before you drill them. And when I say clearance that little bit of frame rail, I mean just take a little bit off with the carbide bit in your drill. So I do believe we are ready for the final install. So let me go and get this thing put together, guys. I'll be back in 2 seconds. We're doing good so far. We got really good mesh. The only issue we have right now is engine's locked up because that giant flywheel is barely touching that motor mount. So we're going to pop this engine back out real quick. We're going to grind that motor mount out just a little teeny tiny bit. I mean, we need a 1/2 millimeter, so we're going to go a full mil. You guys see that sheet of paper? That is how much clearance you have between that big ass flywheel and that vertical plate. But listen, it's in. You can get a better look at that. The mesh is really good. So I vote we just do the right thing and we start moving on to exhaust. And excuse my voice, guys. I got the flu. But we're still having fun. So the stock 5.9 exhaust fitted right on there. Because we're 8mm back, I had to take a coat hanger and I bent up a new exhaust hanger, which is kind of cool by the owner of the shop because that gives you an unlimited amount of coat hangers because of my uniform shirts. So next step, we're going to go and get the gas tank. I'm out of new tanks for this thing, and the tank that came out of this thing, I've done flush this thing 400 times, and it is just full of mud. But I went into my Rubbermaid full of used fuel tanks, and I found this guy who appears to be fairly clean, not blocked. So I flushed her out a couple times with nitro. Let's go and get this tank. And guys, you've seen 1,000 times fuel tanks in a Savage. There's just a couple of clips, but check this out. So I hooked up the throttle linkage. I haven't touched anything. Throttle linkage is perfect. We got good brakes. Now it kind of angled the rod back a little tiny bit, maybe about, I'd say 2-3 millimeters, so that thing's normally straight, but you can't be mad at that. So no great modifications needed on the throttle link. All right, so we got fresh fuel lines all the way around. I got a Racer's Edge fuel filter I had laying around, just cleaned it out. It's more of a debris filter than a fuel filter. It's just got the screen in it, but used tank, you're getting a filter, no way around it. Let's go and mix up some fresh 2-stroke with a little bit of the Klotz. Let's see if this thing's going to run. And for fuel, we're running the same old Ecuadorian Street Gang MS-109 leaded race gas. A little bit of Klotz, Technoplate, synthetic 2-stroke. Mixed up a little bit stronger than 28.5 to 1. I actually went 25 to 1 on this one. And I just want to show you guys how much bigger this glow plug is than a standard glow plug. And also show you some of the voodoo in this thing. A little plate inside there. I'm assuming that is a little plate that somehow stays hot to ignite nitro and 2-stroke. But I'm not too sure, but it's voodoo. It works. Very, very interesting development there, gentlemen. So I mixed up my 25 to 1 Klotz to 109 octane fuel, and she will not run. I mean, she'll start. I got to the point where I don't know if you guys can see that, but I wound up splitting my fingers on the pull start. So I switched it over to 33% Traxxas. And lo and behold, after fattening up both the needles a little bit, probably about 2 full turns each, this thing's running pretty good on the nitro. But I'm wondering if that 2-stroke oil that they supply has some type of voodoo chemical. Maybe, I don't know, something, but and it's not allowing it to run without that particular oil. I took her outside and I blew most of the crap off of her, so she's fairly clean. No more shavings, no more dirt. So let's get this thing outside and see if she sucks or not. The game plan is just to kind of get her running, get her in the parking lot, because I don't have much fuel going through this thing just yet, and just not really beat on it and just try to work on the tune a little bit and just kind of not worry about too much other than getting this thing truly broken in. Throttle, we got a brake, and of course easy until we figure out what kind of brakes this thing has. know a lot of you guys wanted to see what voodoo was going on inside of this head button, so let's see what we got. It's just a little protector they give you when you it used to hold the spark plug wire in on the older 31s out of the Losies. So let's see what kind of voodoo we got going on right here. And survey says very interesting. So it's just a standard head button. It looks like we have 2 shims in there. We got the numbers 32. Looks like it's got a little combustion chamber in the piston. So check this thing out. So it's got a little disc with 3 little kind of hook things with a ring in the middle right around the glow plug. Now I had to cut my run short this morning because she stalled out on me. She wouldn't run anymore. And my glow plug is quite dead. So I'm gonna have to order some glow plugs for this thing. And I kind of got in there a little bit closer looking. This thing actually it's got 4 head shims in there. They're thin, look like they're like 2000s head shims, but there's 4 of them stacked up in there. Because somebody had asked me on Facebook, let's count the head shims to see if they're compensating for a low octane gasoline. No, I'm running 109 octane in this thing just because I had 5 gallons left over from my race car. But this thing is certainly interesting. Big bore. For whatever reason, it's got, I don't know if you guys can catch that, but there's a number 32 stamped in the top of that piston. But listen, I'm gonna get some more glow plugs for this thing. We're gonna get this thing back out and get some actual tune on her. There's our start. We got it in. It wasn't that hard. It was just a matter of getting that entire engine plate moved back 8 millimeters and clearancing it for that big ass flywheel on here. But I don't think that 31 is ever going to make the power of this 36, this 5.9, but it's definitely showing promise. But what I want to figure out is why she doesn't want to run on 2-stroke with the Klotz oil versus the SH oil, because the only difference is that it's the same fuel I used before. But this definitely has some promise in a Savage XL. I don't think it's going to fit in a Savage X just because that 8 millimeter is going to put that header right up against that shock tower. And that's probably not going to be no bueno. But guys, we are not done with this thing. I got some few other projects I got to work on, but I want to get this thing back out pretty soon, get the shift points lowered down a little bit, because I don't think this engine has the RPM of that 36 either. But either way, it does fit. And another important thing to note, whatever clutch bell you use, make sure she is steel. She can't be monkey metal, because all the big block, all the XLs with the 5.9s in them have a hardened steel spur gear. And if you use anything other than a really good steel spur gear, or a good steel pinion, it's just going to eat the pinion into pieces. But listen guys, it fits. I mean, you're going to modify the chassis rails a little bit, you're going to make yourself a longer tailpipe hanger out of a coat hanger, and beyond that, we got an engine for the new Savage XL SBK kit. It's just a matter, I got to figure out the tuning a little bit more, but baby steps, gentlemen. I'm getting there.